Hi everyone, I'm Kristen Gonzalez and I will be presenting my final project for the optimization course. This is for the optimization of a wedding budget. I've created a template here where the bride can choose what aspects of a wedding she'd want to really focus on, what part of it she wants to emphasize depending on what her budget is, and this way she gets to choose what she wants to throw the majority of her budget towards. So going through, these are the assumptions we're going to stick with to be able to get the prices that I am showing for each vendor or venue. So at the top here, you have the expected budget. This is the sum of the budget they want to stay within for each aspect, depending on the price category they choose. Now, right now I have it all in the average price category. So this is basically the average budget they want to stay within in the Miami Beach area. Now, if they want to go extravagant, expensive, cheaper, there are also options for that. So let's stick with, for venue, they want to do expensive. Then ceremony, they want to keep it at the average price range. DJ, they want to go a little more expensive on the DJ. They really like music. Flowers, they want to go a little bit more. Photography, definitely want, the best of the best. Let's do expensive. And then average for videography. So as you saw going through, these options changed. And so I have it so there are if-then statements throughout. So that is how these prices accumulated or populated. And then depending on if they choose yes on in these drop downs here, that will then create the actual budget. So the actual budget is the sum of the prices that are next to each yes decision that is given in each of these tables. So we're going to go through and choose, and that way it kind of shows you how this works. So for JW Marriott, that's what they want for venue. For ceremony, they want St. Francis. For DJ, they want Vision DJs. For flowers, they want Petal Production. For photography, they want Vado Studios, and they want to use them as well for videography. So now we know that their actual budget that they should expect to spend is around 40 grand for their options and for the prices that they have chosen. And if you were to go through, you'd also notice that the prices vary on the options as well. And I also have it where it might go just slightly above the budget, and that's just if the bride or groom are willing to spend an extra couple $100s on that aspect of the wedding. But that is not all for the price categories. I just have it for some of them in case they're willing to spend a couple extra $100s. But if you were to see here, we have a pretty big gap between these DJs, $3,000 between these venues, around $400 here in the photography. Videography also varies, so it can be significantly less than the $47,000 that their expected budget is. Just like how we're already 7 grand below here, it could be even less or more than the 40 grand depending on what their decisions are. And the expected budget and actual budget are also dependent on what price categories they choose. So if they go, extravagant instead of just expensive for venue, then it significantly changes and their expected budget is now 57 grand versus being in the 40s and 47 grand. So it jumped about 10 grand. And then now they're going to choose different venue options here, and it jumped to 52 instead of the 40 grand that it was originally. So this template has a lot of different options they can choose from, and it's really going to help any bride and groom in the beginning processes of trying to figure out what their budget is, what's the best way to use up their budget to really optimize their money in how they want to spend it and how they want to focus different parts of their wedding. So being a soon-to-be bride myself, I think this would be a very useful template to have so you get an idea of how much money should I really expect to spend and how much would I be willing to spend on certain big ticket items. So that is everything I have. And like I said, everything is populated through if-then statements throughout, and they are all taken from the data and research that I have in these sheets here. Thank you for your time.